And the sanctions and action crackdown now by the European Union continues. They've imposed a complete ban on the supply and leasing of aircraft and helicopters to Russia, as well as their insurance and maintenance. The ban also applies to old contracts. The Russian Federation, as a result of this announcement, may actually lose half of its aircraft fleet. Upping the ante, upping the heat there on Russia, the European Union has taken a very, very big step here, going ahead and imposing a complete ban. This is on the supply and leasing of aircraft and helicopters, applying to old contracts as well, which no doubt spells bad news for Russia.
This is a big move by the European Union, but again, once again, only in the realm of sanctions and trade actions against Russia at this point of time. No direct actions being taken just yet, but this particular one could have some impact. Let's try and understand it a little better. Rajesh Pawar joins us live from Mariupol, Ukraine. He's our man on the ground. Rajesh, more economic sanctions, more trade actions, punitive trade actions against Russia. The European Union now banning the sale of aircraft parts, aircraft, helicopters, leasing of helicopters, aircraft to the Russian Federation at this point of time. Is that likely to make a dent? Russia is a country that has a large, homegrown aviation industry of its own. How does this European Union action help?
Look, Shiv, we must understand that every country is different. All people are different. Russia is a very unique country in its own way. Russian people think in their own way. And I can assure you about one thing which I can say with 100% certainty is that for Russia, security is any day a bigger priority than economics. They will sacrifice anything economically for security. They're obsessed with security. After they fought in the Second World War, where almost 28 million Russians were killed in that war. So Russia has an obsession with security, and any day for them, security concerns will be much above economic concerns. Shiv.
Rajesh, besides this news break, the reports that you've been filing for us from Mariupol has got everyone talking about what's really happening in Ukraine. So if you could again tell us, how things are playing out right now from day one, and even before this conflict had officially kicked off, you've been getting us constant updates. Right now, what do you see around you?
Look, right now it's total calm here. No noise at all. Very few people around on the streets. But there was heavy shelling last night. Heavy shelling. We were on the train station waiting to go from Mariupol to Kyiv, and we could hear the shells landing in very, very close distance in our vicinity, and they were continuous. About Ukraine, what I learned from my sources, like I have a friend who's a colonel in the Ukrainian army, what he has told me, and many local residents have told me, there has been big fighting which happened last night in the north of Kyiv, about 10 kilometers north of Kyiv. There was some pitched battles there. There was some explosions heard in the Kyiv. But right now, on the ground, I can tell you, I have received these messages. There is calm in a lot of places in Kyiv. No fighting is happening. No shells are falling. As Washington Post reported, no missile has landed. So I will repeat this thing again. Whenever we see these videos, these reports coming from Western media or from Ukrainian media or from Russian media, we have to take it with a pinch of salt. We cannot trust anything right now, whether it's true or not. It could be very well a part of the propaganda campaign which is being launched by all three sides, Russians, Ukrainians, and the NATO. Over to you.
Rajesh, the current situation appears to be pretty difficult in Kyiv especially, but there are reports of, shelling and rocket barrages happening in other places as well. What's the situation in Mariupol? Because every time we speak to you, Rajesh, we can hear shelling in the background. How far away is the shelling taking place? Is that the reason why you and Gaurav are unable to leave the city just yet?